Good morning everyone. I am Abhijit Kumar from the Department of Applied Economics of Lucknow University. Today I am talking about the foreign trade policy of 2023, which was introduced by Sri Piyush Goyal, the Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, with the principle of trust, partnership and with exporter, and the goal of reaching 2 trillion economy by 2030. This whole foreign trade policy stand on the roadmap of three subsequents. First, boosting the manufacturing and production unit. Under the manufacturing unit, the foreign trade policy says to reduction in the obligations of creating an electric units. The government focuses on developing the electric sectors of India. And textile sector. Under textile sector, the great initiative was taken by the government, which was PM Mitra Yojana. PM Mitra Yojana says that the small units which were under apparel parks and the textile units were given the most focus under this policy. And under the production unit, the dairy sectors were exempted from the average or minimum obligations of exportation. And the fruit and vegetable sector were introduced with the new sense of recognition. They were ranked on the basis of their production. And the second one under the roadmap of the foreign trade policy 2023 is making an export hub. The government tries to reach on the district level for the collaboration with the small exporter to reach on the export country level, and strengthening the infrastructure and logistic for the small exporter to reach on the global level. And the and the third roadmap under the foreign trade policy was ease of doing business. Ease of doing business was one of the main concern under the past several years. Under this policy, the government tries to take a great initiative with the resolving the problems within 1 day or 24 hours and reaching the online approval without the physical integration, e-certificates and paperless filling. The whole foreign trade policy has 4 pillars under this. This policy stands on the great emphasis of 4 pillars which was introduced by Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman. The first pillar under the foreign trade policy was incentive to remission. The government shift has great towards the incentive to remission. Government undertakes 2 approaches under this pillar. RODTEP, the great initiative taken by the government, remission of duty, taxes and on exporter products. And the second one is ROSCTL, remission of state and central taxes and levies. Under both the conditions, government ensures that after filling the whole taxation process, the exporter must regain the remission under the government policy of 2023. And the second pillar, which was a great emphasis under this policy also, was an export promotion through collaboration. Government tries to reach out the small vendors who wants to export and unable to export due to lack of infrastructures and logistics, and reach to the export corridors. And the third pillar, which was introduced under this scheme for the first time, is emerging areas. This was one of the great initiatives taken by the government of India under 2023 foreign policy. Under this emerging area, government introduced the great initiative which was named as an SCOMET policy. This was a policy which focuses on the small units like chemical, equipments, technologies and organism sectors, which were underdeveloped under the India till now. The government focuses main about this sector to great emphasis with the reaching to the global level. And the fourth pillar of the foreign trade policy was ease of doing business. Foreign trade policy focuses on the paperless economy, ease of doing business, and taking the great initiative with 1 day resolution and giving a consultancy services under this scheme. The whole policy stand on these 4 pillars. Under this scheme, under this policy, various schemes were also introduced, which was first EPCG scheme, export promotion of capital goods. Due to lack of capital goods and heavy investment, the many exporters in India lack in exporting and creating a good quality under this sector. This scheme focuses on the import of capital goods with zero custom duty. And another scheme under this policy was AS scheme. AS scheme stands for the Advanced Authorization Scheme. This scheme is assessed by the domestic trade area unit provided due to duty free import of raw material which was used for an import production. And one of the great emphasis, or we can say that scheme taken by the government, was amnesty scheme. This scheme solves or make great emphasis under the conflict which was faced by the exporter during the procedure of exporting, and the great emphasis on ice gate scheme. This was the only scheme which integrates the courier and postal exports through this scheme. Ice gate scheme provides an online portal for every exporter under the country which can use this portal as an export procedure. This scheme brings e-commerce through export procedures under this scheme. And one of the great scheme which was introduced by government under the emerging areas were also taken under this, which was SCOMET policy. SCOMET policy stands for Special Chemical Organism Material Equipment and Technology. These were the all sector which were underdeveloped till now in India. Government has a great emphasis to create and overall development of these areas for reaching the end goal which was decided under this policy, to reach out the true trillion economy by 2030. And this was the only scheme, or this was the only policy of foreign trade 2023 which has no end date till decided. So thank you.